supposed to be wearing.
Hi, my name's Deborah Tammer. I live in London. I used to live in New York. I'm a Jewish person. I love being Jewish, and I'm here to support the Jewish community because we've had a very difficult year after October 7th, when unfortunately the Hamas terrorists massacred our people in Israel at a festival and various other kibbutzim, people who were sleeping, people who were dancing and just enjoying life and just having a normal day. It was a Jewish festival, and I woke up, like many of my friends and family and community, on October 7th to hear the most horrific news that I've ever heard, and I've been in pain ever since. And this was a memorial to remember all the people that were killed that day and the remaining 101, I think it's 101 hostages that are still in captivity. And I came particularly myself because I wanted to hear a woman speak about her daughter. The woman that spoke is called Mandy Damari. She is British and Israeli, and her daughter, who's called Emily, who's in her 20s, is still in captivity 365 days later, and she's British, and nobody really seems to be doing anything about getting her out, and what we care about now is the living, and if we could get them to come home, I think it would end all this horrible conflict.
Hi. Very emotional for me. Very emotional. Because I'm Israeli. And for me, Israel, it's... what should I say? It's our life. It's our heart is over there. I care very much about what's going there. And every day I pray for peace. Peace with the Arabs, we need peace over there, because everyone is praying for peace, but unfortunately it doesn't come. So we keep waiting. We hope for it. That's all I can say. Yeah.
Excellent. Thank you very much.
God will destroy! God will destroy the enemies of Israel!
Yeah, it was very emotional, a great event, very emotional, very well organised, very civilised.
Very moving.
But it was always going to be civilised.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It always is, yeah.
Yeah, because we've always been, that's how we've all been brought up, really. Even with all the emotional, it was still very civilised. I cried numerous times. It's the hostages. That's all it's about, really, getting them back. And then hopefully, maybe, someone will think about peace. Or try and, it's the only way. Without peace, nothing. Without these hostages back, nothing.
Hostages
it's
back,
never going to happen.
and then security for everyone. And there can't be security for everyone until people stop attacking Israel.
No, not just attacking Israel. Do you know what the biggest thing for me? The biggest feeling I always have is that I wear a Star of David. My English friends worry about me wearing a Star of David because they're worried that I'm going to get attacked. And that's the worst part, is that I deal with many people, and I've never had an anti-Semitism problem, to be personally, but
I've had loads.
I haven't. See, and I haven't. But and I wear my Star of David proudly. But the thing I hate the most that this has brought out in this last year is that there are people that could look at me and hate me and want to do me harm just because I'm a Jew. Not because I'm a human being, not because I'm a horrible person. I might be a horrible person, but that's not why they don't like me.
My son's just been told don't carry around that big Star of David.
Oh, right, yeah. But no, that's the worst thing for me. People that would want to hurt me just without knowing me.
Yeah, get to know her first and then hurt her.
How do you think that happened? Like, what do you think caused this situation that everyone's in now?
Do you know what? You've got ignorance. if these people here that are all shouting and screaming and what have you, put as much pressure and passion into saving their own community in the rest of the Middle East, in the rest of the Middle Eastern and African regions, where millions of Muslims are being killed, thousands. All right, not maybe I don't know about the numbers, but certainly hundreds of thousands. If they cared about that as much as they do about that small enclave, then maybe we'd all be in a better place.
But do you think it's just them, or do you think there's other factors like the media, the government, what people say? Do you think it's just like encouraging it? Do you think?
I don't know about encouraging it. Unfortunately, the police are in a terrible situation because they have been seen to enable, and these people have become a lot more emboldened because they've been allowed to say things that they shouldn't be allowed to say. They've been allowed to do things that they shouldn't have been allowed to do. You know, because everyone's so frightened to act. Everyone's so frightened to act because they're scared of being called racist. They're scared of being called, you know, well, they're just scared, aren't they?
Islamophobic.
We need to be a lot tougher, all round, on everybody, you know. Yeah, that's it really.
That's all right. Thank you very much for your time. I really appreciate it.
As it says in Psalm 69, verse 35, God will save Zion. Long live Israel. Long live Israel. As it says in Psalm 69, for God will save Zion. Go home. English people. Go home, toilet paper.
Long live the state of Israel.
Go home, David.
God protect Israel. Long live Israel. God bless you for turning out in front of these totalitarians here. Yeah, hi. I mean, I came down today to come to Speaker's Corner to see what's going on at the park. There was a memorial event for the victims of October 7th. And there were obviously several sides of opinion going on in the park. And what I saw again was more two-tier policing. The Free Palestine chants were coming. I said condemn Hamas, condemn Hamas. I then potentially have on video that someone kept calling me David. He said I must count my money and that I was a Nazi. I am none of that. I stand with the state of Israel because they are a country surrounded by enemies that has a right to exist.
They can be committing a fake, but right. So be careful. Right. So just be careful how things are said. Right. I understand, but just be careful. People may take things out of context, in context, things like that.
Basically, he just thinks we're a bunch of terrorists that would have blown ourselves up. That's what
Just be careful, because it can be seen that you're antagonising.
I'm praising my God.
Right.
It's not nothing to do with it.
So just be careful who your audience is.
I'm praising God.
Yeah, bro, what happened?
Stop me saying Allahu Akbar. I'm going to keep saying it.
What did he say? What happened? Tell me.
I said Allahu Akbar, and this Fed is trying to stop me saying Allahu Akbar because it's endangering these Zionists over here.
Did he say it could be a crime?
Yeah, he said it could be a crime.
Well, what crime?
I don't know.
How do you feel about that?
I'm just praising my God. I can say what I want. It's Speaker's Corner. I come here every Sunday, and when these guys are around, I can't even praise my own God. Like, what kind of bullshit is that?
But then there was an Israeli gentleman who was clearly very angry, which I can totally understand that. And I actually witnessed the Met Police trying to move him away for public order. Now, I actually turned around to the police and I said he has every right to be here, as I am, because I stand with him. I stand with him his right to protest for Israel. I stand with his right to call these people out, because if you are chanting from the river to the sea, and that is like the Mickey Mouse chant, yeah? They are calling for the destruction of Israel. It is actually an anti-Semitic chant, and I will not tolerate anti-Semitism on this park. I love the Arab people, I love Muslim people, but I will not tolerate anti-Semitism. And I think there needs to be a discord and actually a discussion on what is now going on in our capital, because Jewish people are now afraid in this capital. Hamas are terrorists, as designated by the UK government. Terrorist supporters off our streets. You're allowing them to say, I am just shouting, Hamas are terrorists. And to long live Israel. So you're saying to me it's a breach of the peace, and you're trying to prevent it. I'm not going to smack anybody. Don't worry. I am just standing with the people who bravely turned out for the state of Israel against Hamas terrorism. This is Speaker's Corner, officer. This is Speaker's Corner.
What happened? Can you explain to me what just happened?
She just said, I've got to stop shouting that Hamas are terrorists. Hamas invaded Israel. Hamas took hostages.
It's been a year since this particular conflict began. Obviously there is history before that, and if we don't learn from history, we're doomed to repeat the mistakes of the past. Everybody knows that. So I think what we need to do is educate the world about what is happening, the reality on the ground. And Israel is a very, very tiny country and surrounded by enemies. And what needs to be done, I believe, and this is my opinion, is education. And people need to understand that the Islamic regime currently running Iran is the root cause of all the terrorism that's going on, because the terrorist groups, the Houthis, Hamas, Hezbollah, are proxies of the Islamic regime. And believe me, I know a lot of Iranians who thank the Israelis for actually fighting their battle, because lots of Iranians are living in fear still, and they have been doing for I don't know how long now, 50 years. This isn't just an isolated problem with Israel, it's a problem that is spreading everywhere. Anti-Americanism, anti-Westernism, we're talking about the ideologies that have brought us where we are today, modern times, freedom. That's what today was about. It was about, do we have freedom? Freedom to go to the pub, freedom to dress as you want. What these terrorists are trying to do is to get rid of our freedoms so that we don't live in a communal society, so that we don't learn from each other's brilliant cultures. I believe that we should live in a multicultural society, and the only way we can do that is through tolerance, respect, dignity, and as I said, education.
Thank you very much.
وقالوا يا أيها الذي نزل عليه الذكر إنك لمجنون لو ما
He is Emmanuel, God with us. He is the God of our pastors. He is the one who makes the broken heart. He is the Prince of Peace.